Can agree that using the sun, solar power, is an important part of our energy future.
Sure.
They actually make these panels called photovoltaic. The sun comes down onto this plate and it's turned into electricity. Now panels will go up on the roof, and the amount of electricity you make from the sun would reduce the amount you have to buy from the local utility.
Right.
But you got to know what you're doing. And fortunately, in our family, we actually have a solar expert on staff, my son Ross.
Hey, Ross.
Hey, guys.
So I'm glad we got two experts up here because I got a question for you guys. It seems to me that the biggest obstacle to homeowners putting panels up on the roof is the upfront cost.
Right.
It can be prohibitive in some cases.
In a typical installation, the homeowner has to pay for the panels, they have to pay for the installation, and that can be $20,000 or even $30,000.
Which is way too much money for a lot of people.
It is. But there's a new way of doing it. There are solar companies that will actually put panels on your roof at little or no cost to the homeowner.
Really?
In exchange, the solar company and the homeowner share those savings.
And so this is going on right now. There are companies out there doing this?
It is. I actually just came from an installation in San Francisco. So Jeff, you've been thinking about solar for quite some time.
We have a house with great southern exposure. This is on the other side of this roof, and we wanted to put solar panels on it for some time.
But with this installation, you don't actually own the solar panels, right?
We don't own the panels. We thought we would own the panels when we went in and talked to the installer, but the more we talked, the more the idea of a power purchase agreement came up, and we liked the idea.
A power purchase agreement is a new way of financing solar. Instead of you owning the panels, the solar provider owns the panels. And so you let them use your roof to put them on. And so they generate power and you pay for it.
We pay for it at a fixed rate over 30 or 20 years time, and we also get a 20-year maintenance program with them where they take care of everything.
Well, I know the solar crew is up there on the roof, so I'm gonna go check in with them.
All right.
So Anakin, I can see you and your crew have been hard at work.
Yeah, well, this is a great roof for solar. Got a good southern exposure, not a lot of obstructions, and as you can see, a lot of sun. So we're going to be installing 3 arrays on this roof. We've got this first array of 5, which we're all done with. We've got a second array of just 1 panel here, which I'm just putting the finishing touches on the electrical. And the real work today is going to be done over here on this array of 4. We've already installed these stanchions, and essentially what they are is a lag bolt that goes straight into your roof rafters for a good strong connection, a big flashing that keeps everything watertight, and a stanchion that goes about 6 inches off the roof, and to that we install our racking.
All right, I'll tighten mine again. Great.
We attach our aluminum rails to the stanchions using stainless steel bolts. We square up the top and bottom and line up the middle ones to those. All right. So I've got 138. What do you got?
I've got 138 and a quarter.
All right, let's go for 138 and an eighth each.
Okay.
It's coming to me. 138 and an eighth.
138 and an eighth.
Perfect.
Yep. All right, let's even those up. All right, got it.
All right, pull it through nice and steady.
Got it.
Okay.
We've run all of our conduit and wiring for each of our arrays, and now it's time to wire up the panels. A typical solar panel takes sunlight and converts it into DC power, direct current power. But for it to be used in a house, we need to have it as alternating current, or AC power. So in a typical installation, you have multiple panels that are wired in series with each other, and they feed down into a central inverter, or something like this. They'll be located down next to your circuit breaker. The downside with that is that if one collector gets shaded, or if one of them malfunctions, it knocks out the entire array.
That's right. We're doing something a little differently today. We're installing microinverters. They still invert DC power to AC power, but we've got one under each panel.
What's great about that is that each of the panels are wired in parallel, not in series with each other, so that if one does malfunction or one does get shaded, it doesn't knock out the entire array.
That's right. Let's go install them. We attach the microinverters directly to the rails.
Good. The wiring for the microinverter is very simple. On the left-hand side, you have your DC connections which go to your solar panel. It's converted to AC power at this microinverter, which then travels out as AC current on this cord and plugs right into the main trunk right here. And we also have our 6-gauge copper wire that grounds the entire system, including the rails.
Now we splice the trunk cable from this array to tie it in with the other 2 arrays. We just strip the wires and connect them with wire nuts. Perfect. All right, let's get this panel in.
A little bit lower there, guys.
All right, Ross, let's plug in our DC leads.
Okay. All right, let's set it down. Hole right
I
there.
got the panel.
Okay, just setting this clip in place. And the drill. All right, that's it for the last panel. Let's get down to the basement and finish the wiring.
So down here in the basement, we've got our solar power coming from the roof through this conduit and into this meter we've installed.
The homeowners already have an electric meter installed by the utility, but in this case, this one's measuring the solar production from the panels. And it actually feeds data wirelessly back to the solar provider so they know exactly what's going on with the system.
Right, and the 4 wires from the roof continue through the meter. And at this T, we've got the ground bonded here at the water pipe. And the other 3 wires continue through here and into this electrical sub panel. The neutral I've already terminated here, and we've just got these 2 hot legs to land. And those are just going to go into a standard breaker here, except in this case it's going to be back feeding power to the house when the panels are producing. So I'll just terminate the 2 hot legs here. Now we can flip it on and see the meter kick up. There it is.
Meter's on, we're producing power.
Well, we still got to go through a city inspection, but once that's through, anytime the sun's out, Jeff's roof will be producing power.
Thank you, Anakin. You and your crew did a great job.
So Ross, let me see if I understand a power purchase agreement correctly. In this case, somebody shouldered just about all the upfront costs for Jeff. And Jeff also got to buy his solar power at a discounted rate.
That's right.
So if that's the case, why would any homeowner ever front the upfront cost of a solar system again versus going into a PPA?
A PPA is just a good way to finance it. It might not be the best way. If the homeowner has the money up front, they can own the system outright and they can reap all the savings for the life of the system.
And if they own the system outright, they don't have a partner and their cost of solar electricity is 0.
That's right.
All right, I get it.
Well, guys, if this financing plan means we get more solar panels onto American roofs and have to build fewer power plants, I'm all for it.
All right, nice story.